got the Dubai chocolate. It's always in your TikTok feed, dog. You got the Asian students walking by. They're gonna be funny, but this is $15, $14.99. This is some expensive stuff. You know, in Dubai, we're starting a war with Iran, so this is about to get a lot more expensive. So you better get your Dubai chocolate now. So look, in honor of Dubai, I ain't gonna lie. Let's see how this is. $15 chocolate bar. Ooh, I feel like Willy Wonka. Damn. Allah Akbar. Down. Was this worth $15? Hell to the no.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alex Stein, and we're celebrating Juneteenth. Free at last. This show is finally free at last. And I just want to say, before we have on our incredible guest, the whole crew from $1 Million Extreme, I want to pay the bills. So maybe I should put the racial jokes to the side while I do the ad read. Are you noticing signs of aging? Like maybe zoom in on me a little bit so we can try not to show the racial stuff. Okay, there we go. Are you noticing signs of aging like poor sleep, low energy, or stiff joints? Well, we all want to feel young and vibrant, but as we age, our bodies need support, guys. That's where Fatty 15 comes in. It's a groundbreaking product, the first essential fatty acid discovered in over 90 years, C15. C15 was discovered by Dr. Stephanie Vin Watson while working with the United States Navy to improve the health of aging dolphins. That's right. So now, after over 100 studies, we know it helps strengthen our cells and fight biological aging at the cellular level. A lack of C15 leads to cellular fragility syndrome, and it's affecting 1 in 3 people worldwide. But don't worry, Fatty 15 is here to help. In fact, 72% of users notice improvements within 16 weeks, including better sleep, smoother joints, and healthier skin. Fatty 15 is vegan, pure, and scientifically proven to restore long-term health. Plus, it comes in a beautiful glass jar with bamboo, and refills are shipped right to your door. Fatty 15 is on the mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier, longer, and you can get additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Alex and using the code Alex at checkout. All right, we like Fatty 15. I'm losing weight. You guys want to lose weight? Now we can show the things. Guys, we have an incredible crew coming on our show. They need no further introduction. Bring them on. You got Charls Carroll, Sam Hyde, Erick Hayden, and Nick Rochefort, the crew of $1 Million Extreme.
Hey, what's up?
Guys,
how you doing, Steining?
Guys, can I ask a personal question? I want to start off with a hot question.
That's C15. That's actually a misnomer. It was invented by Stephanie Bin Laden.
Oh. Is that true? Is she connected to the Bin Laden family that the United States government flew
true.
out on 9/11? Was she one of the ones on those planes on 9/11?
That's true. And the Bin Ladens, they're actually sweet people. They're good people. They're not what you see in the media all the time.
Wait, Sam, I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I am one of the pro-Bin Laden guys. I've gotten a lot of heat for being pro-Bin Laden.
Of course. Everybody wants to jump down your throat as soon as you start talking about try to humanize the Bin Laden family. It's a whole entire family. I'm not going to write them off because of one guy.
Because of one Photoshop image.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Bin Laden industrial complex. Like you have one boogeyman, and because of that, they're just, they want to kill millions of people in the Middle East. And I think the guy, he was a CIA asset, Tim Osman, not that bad of a guy. He created the Mujahideen. I mean, that's, not that bad of a guy. Okay, enough Bin Laden talk. I want to ask you guys a serious question. The year is 2017 or is it 2016 when you guys officially debuted on Adult Swim? What was the year, Sam?
I think 2016.
Yes.
2016.
I was going to say 2015, but I can't remember.
Well, I think it's 16. Yes.
Well, 2017.
But Sam, you were a well-known content creator, and you had a cast, a crew of
I was a celebrity.
Nah, well, were you a celebrity? I guess you would say that because after the...
More of a big shot.
Well, a little bit. You did the TED Talk. You were very viral after the TED Talk, right? Was that the thing? Was that the thing that put Sam Hyde on the map? Was that the thing that kind of blew Sam Hyde up?
I think that definitely blew me up.
Okay.
Blew me up big time.
It did, like 9/11, like the Twin Towers. So we know that you're a well-known guy. You get this show. Your first episode, you get over 1 million viewers. This show is hot. I mean, you guys are creating good stuff. You're being controversial, but not as controversial as you're being, I guess, scrutinized in the public. And because of one blogger, you basically got canceled, Sam. I know you don't want to relive it too much, but can you tell us why would
trying not to.
Yeah, but
I don't want
Don't let it drag you.
You were
back.
just getting over it.
Eric, we were just talking
Yeah,
about
we're just
this
talking
earlier.
about it.
It's like Sybil. I don't remember any of it.
I had to walk him off a ledge.
No, we did a sketch called Jews Rock, and they read the subtext there and decided to give us the boot.
That's, I mean, that's ridiculous. And obviously, this was a bad thing. There was a, what did you know, the guy at the network, Mike Laszlo or whatever, the guy that loves you, said you guys are going to be the next hot show on the network, Sam. Obviously, that has to be very challenging when you finally make it onto, you know, a major network like that. And to lose that, how did you not get discouraged, Sam? I want to hear a positive spin on.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Steiny, we both know this business is rife with vultures, the type of people who are up your ass every day. They're up my ass every day. They want blood. They want to be feeding you foreskin. They want you to put on makeup and be dancing around, prancer, all this stuff.
They do. They do. They put you. They
The
put.
bigger you want to go.
Yeah.
The higher you want to go in the system, the more cylindrical objects you're going to be sucking and sticking in toddlers, whatever these fucking faggots do in their little parties. You know, the butt parties that we're just learning about now. These what do they call?
I've known about them, Sam. No, I didn't just learn about it. I've known about these butt parties. I've been trying to
They
get into
invite you to the-
Yeah, I know.
You're trying to get in.
Yeah, I would go.
You're trying to get in.
Sam, if Puff Daddy invited you to a party, you're going to be honest. You're going to say that you wouldn't go to that party.
Hell, dude, I've said no to stuff that involves butt parties. I know what goes on at these butt parties, okay?
Well,
You do that, you sell your soul. All these people, anybody you see on the TV pitching AstraZeneca or whatever, they've sold their soul. It's over.
you're
And
probably.
once you get to that point, there's nothing. Where's the joy in your life? What are you gonna? I mean, you get money, sure, but who fucking cares? You're
You're right.
a lapdog for these freaks.
You're right, but Sam, let me tell you something. I was watching. I don't even want to get into that. I want to get into the show. I think you are right that, you know, with this Hollywood, this system trying to make it, and once you are working for Adult Swim, you're basically owned. So it's better to be independent and free like you are. And I think that you've been able to cultivate a following. So really, you are Juneteenth. You're free at last. You were a slave, and now you are free. So you know that is.
You felt the shackles of slavery in a way. I know that black people they feel like they've suffered and they have certain things that they think. I'm telling you, I've suffered more than any black person in history.
I agree, and I think that is true. Okay, enough with you, Sam. Everybody knows who you are. I want to say I've watched multiple episodes of Extreme Peace, and this is one of the most well-crafted sketch comedy shows that I've ever seen. And I was telling you, one of the things, it's obviously much different than Portlandia, but what this show does, it's so good that keeps your attention, is that it's not just, it's like the Whitest Kids You Know. I think that's one of the greatest sketch groups of all time, one of the best. But their sketches, you know, is always kind of one and done, always had a punchline. What I like about your show is that these sketches last the whole episode, and they go back and forth, so it keeps
We don't feel burdened with punchlines. We like to drag it out as long as humanly possible before leaving the viewer without a punchline.
No, there's punchlines, Sam. You know that there's punchlines. But my point is,
But I'm not the funny. These guys are the funny ones. Can we introduce these guys real quick?
have I not
Let's
even
go.
have I not brought on? And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk about Erick Hayden, and we know Nick,
These are
we
the
know
guys.
Charls Carroll. But guys, all of
talk about Nick.
all of you guys, when it comes to, I was listening to a clip of Conan O'Brien, and what he said was, when he was talking about his old sketches, he used to do Masturbating Bear, and you know, back when his show was good, he would say that one of his goals was to make people laugh even if they couldn't hear the audio. And I mean this with all due respect. Your show is so brilliant, you don't even need the audio because just the visuals are funny. And
You
listen,
don't even laugh.
you know, no, you do
You
laugh.
don't even need to
You don't
smile.
even need to laugh.
You laugh, but I'm
You don't
saying
even need to watch it.
You don't even need a computer. You don't even need a TV.
you don't need jack shit. But let me
You
tell you
don't
something.
even need
Nick,
you.
Nick,
This is the next generation of talent here. We got Erick Hayden, Charls Carroll, Alex Schultz, our director right there.
Alex
and Nick
Schultz.
Ro-
Yes, but forget about all them. All of those guys suck compared to Eric. Eric, you dominated this whole show. How do you feel, Eric, being the superstar, outshining Sam, outshining Nick, really
You
outshining the
did
whole entire
feel
cast? How does that feel, Eric?
That's insanity. It feels unbelievable. This is exactly what I set out to do. No, I'm trying to keep up with these guys. That's all I'm trying to do.
No, dude, not Eric.
No,
Do not be
you did
humble.
steal the show.
Eric, do not
No.
be humble.
He grabbed, me.
Do
He
not
grabbed
be-
me right before we started shooting. He said, "Listen to me, fat fuck. Watch me fucking tap
I
dance
said,
on
I'm
your
going to
talents.
take you out.
You're an 8. I'm a 9,000."
No, I appreciate it, but no, honestly, I mean, shit. I just came from Boston digging dirt. I wouldn't even call myself an actor. Somehow I'm just getting lucky. That's what I think.
Well, Eric,
He's too humble, Stein.
Eric,
He's like you. He's a humble guy, Stein.
You know, I'm not humble at all. I'm saying Nick has some great sketches. The drug dealer sketch. I think Charles's sketch is my favorite one. The streamer, the internet streamer. He's like in the bubble bath. He's like, you know, being the E guy. That Charles, you do great.
yeah.
I'm saying you're acting crazy and bizarre, but Eric acting normal around all of you guys for some reason. I think that kind of makes him stand out because he's the only one of y'all that looks like he could actually be like a banker or a pilot or something. And so,
I do think that's the idea though, because these guys are naturally funny. I'm not being humble. I just don't think I am. And I'm actually just trying to be the normal guy when you guys, you know, these guys are funny as hell. They're naturally funny. I'm not.
Eric's a circus clown in his spare time. He's lying through his fucking teeth right now.
I'm riding around a unicycle.
He was a circus geek before he was doing construction.
Well, there's got to be a normal guy in the mix.
Well, we wanted to play a little highlight. This is our highlight. This is the Erick Hayden highlight tape that we want to play a little bit. So
Let's go.
Yes, Eric's super
Sounds
cut.
good.
I also like to get a little kinky sometimes. So I would call it dark pixie bark.
All right, hold on, stop there.
Yeah.
Again, just still dragged out. So we'll just flow through those lines nice and smooth.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing good though.
Okay. I like it when my daddy gives me spankies. I don't like timeout though. I get mad when I get put in timeout and I start pouting and stomping my feet.
A lot of this is falling on me. So I'm not apologizing for them, but this is a style of acting.
I understand. I love improvisation,
Right.
but I'm not.
Hey, fall down the stairs on your way out.
I understand that. I'm just saying, excuse me, sir. The other actors didn't have a problem bouncing off. But I'm saying, sir,
I wasn't able to give you what you needed.
I think you did give us what you needed.
Good, I hope so.
Because, you okay?
Where's the door? Where's the stairs?
I know you're taking offense to this. I'm sorry.
I'm taking offense to this.
Can we get you back in there and
Eric's
you tell me what you
relentless.
want? I think
He's
you
the
did- I think you
producer.
did a good job.
That was his role in a couple sketches as the
I
producer.
should have talked to them. I should have talked to them. I should have. So you guys get out of his face. He's thinking about coming back. Okay.
Is he actually?
No.
And this sketch is so great. I think that's the mother sketch with Nick is so funny, saying those lines when you guys had the actresses that had no idea. But that is even better because that guy was a real actor. So can you tell us a little bit of the backstory about that?
Well, we use the same troupe of Craigslist actors in this show. So
but he's not
we got
Craigslist. Wait, Sam, he's not a Craigslist. That guy's actually been on shows. That guy was a real actor.
no, he's an actor. He's a
Yeah, he's
real
been
actor.
on lottery commercials, which means jack shit.
I guess.
Means everything.
Yeah.
Well,
No, but we had
$60 a day to be a fucking faggot.
we were
I think he wanted to do gay Shakespeare.
well, I don't know if he was gay, but who stole that scene, guys,
what-
was the throw god.
that's an Eric scene right there. Yeah.
Well, Nick, how the hell do you know Harrison Beck? That guy tweeted Harrison Beck was a stud. We actually got a little clip of Harrison Beck, not just from the show. Do we have the clip of Harrison Beck talking about college? I think it's shot number 2. Let's play this real quick. This guy's a stud.
What he said about that was, I just want to practice and throw and win the Heisman and go to a national title, and I'm having to deal with all this nonsense. And he was referring to the quarterback controversy. He added, I didn't decide to transfer. I fired Nebraska. I basically said, you're fired, like Donald Trump, and I laughed. So he walked right out of practice. He packed up his car. He drove all the way home to Tampa Bay. And 3 days later, he was granted release from his scholarship, and he ended his Nebraska career.
So Harrison Beck was a top 10 quarterback recruit, played for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, arguably basically like NFL light.
He's a 5-star recruit.
Yeah, 5-star. That's what I'm saying. He was one of the Elite 11, I believe, of the top 11 quarterbacks. And he just was kind of a wild. He's like real Kitty Powers. How the hell did you guys get him on the show? And he dominated. I think his acting was some of the best on the whole show.
He did
So
great.
Yeah, he was good.
I hit him up personally. I just messaged him, and he hit me back immediately.
Yeah.
And then we talked on the phone, and he was super nice.
but Sam, how
he's
did
a
you?
wild-
How the
sweetie.
fuck? How the hell did you know he was going to dominate that scene? I mean, the guy's obviously.
Nick put that together there. Yeah.
I knew he'd be all right.
Yeah.
If you watch one of his sketches, he thanks his fans, and I thought it was really endearing and heartfelt. He says, like, if you're a little kid watching me, thank you, sir. And I thought that was very sweet of him, compiled with his other, like, manic shit.
Yeah.
And then he was writing sketches and he was sending them to me like maniacally, like just one after another, like walls of text, and they weren't bad. Because people send me walls of text all the time, and a lot of them suck shit. His weren't like nuts. They were pretty good. They were all over the place, but like there's something there. And then he was like, and then we were like, well, he's got to be. It's an NFL sketch. We got to get this guy.
Dude,
like, you like football, Steiny? You know what's up.
I'm a diehard. You're an ex-college football player. You played college football. A lot of people don't know that about you, Nick. That you were
a 0-star recruit,
but
you know,
a great athlete, nonetheless, Nick.
Right?
But the fact that you could recognize Harrison Beck's greatness because his clips are so funny. Do we have a clip of him throwing the football? Shot number 3. Is that him throwing the football into the damn?
Shot 3 is what we just played.
Okay,
Shot
well,
2, I think, is that
but
one.
his Instagram.
He can bomb fucking 70-yard balls into a net from fucking 70 yards away in a park.
The guy has a cannon. His arm is unbelievable. He throws these footballs 100 yards into a net perfectly. So I just couldn't believe that he made a cameo on the show and dominated. So that was, once again, brilliant casting. Couldn't have seen that. A guy that's I've never seen other than, you know, on social media doing those throws. I think
that was non-tempered glass too that he threw the ball through. Like we gave him real footballs and made him like, it'd be like no one anywhere in this, your production studio, my production studio, could throw a football through a windshield.
No.
Like it's impossible.
He can't.
It took him like 8 tries and he got it like 3 times.
And then you went and partied with him, though, Nick. I saw that picture. Tell me what I mean, if he quit the Cornhuskers like that because he liked to party, what does he like to do on a Thursday or Friday night?
What's he like?
Oh, he's really relaxed. You know what I mean? He's a super chill guy. It's always fun.
Does he like to go skiing? Does he go skiing?
Yeah, he likes to find cocaine in a Buffalo Wild Wings bathroom for 3 hours.
That's what it seems like a guy that
that's what you have to do
at a BWW. Yeah, I mean everybody's done coke at Buffalo Wild Wings, but that casting.
Yeah, everybody's there.
That casting.
Every time I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm looking at a bunch of cokeheads.
Well,
why do you fire Nebraska?
Now
he fired him.
Now, I want to talk to Charles. Charles, you are the unsung hero of the whole entire cast and crew. You're kind of like the guy that I almost call you the Swiss Army knife. You know, you'd want to give it to Eric, but Eric's too of a straight guy. You know, he's kind of the straight guy. Charles, when you did this sketch, when you are this internet pervert streamer, I really believed it. It's really dark. Like, it was almost too believable. So are you a dark, twisted internet streamer? Was that sketch... Were you acting, or were you just kind of emulating personality traits that you already kind of have?
Oh yeah, I was just running with what I already have in my soul, in my black soul. So it wasn't hard to turn everything dark like that. It came natural to me. No, it was pretty real because I've had some insane times streaming. I'm the king of insane streaming. So
that's in a state.
Yeah,
I've
lived it.
You are the king, Charles, Charlie. I just want to say, though, of that sketch, it kind of ends in a way that you don't expect it to. But the balls, Sam, I saw you you're kind of talking about Dave Portnoy. You're saying about how he doesn't like gambling and how you're not a Puritan and, you know, this and that. Though.
He doesn't like gambling?
Or you don't like that he's just makes all these kids gamble. I don't like that either. But I'm saying, where is the line, Sam? What is edgy and then what is corny? I guess, because your show is edgy without being corny, but why is Dave Portnoy corny when he tries to do it?
Look,
what is the difference between...
Dave, when you think about Dave Portnoy, what do you think?
A Jewish guy? A rich Jewish
millionaire, business savvy, made smart moves. This guy knows what he's doing. This guy is hot. He's got his finger on the pulse. He's at the helm of a billion-dollar company. The guy is fucking sells gambling shit.
Mm-hmm.
Big fucking deal. I'm not impressed if your business model involves faggotry and degeneracy, whatever. But I'm not impressed. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Dave Portnoy deserves respect as a businessman. Why? Because he knows what sports are.
He's got taste buds.
I fucking don't care. He's just another obnoxious Jew. No offense.
None taken. No.
But him, gotta go.
Should he go fight on the front lines in Iran?
He should run his 40, his perfect 40 that he ran. Look up the Dave Portnoy 40 run.
He has wheels.
Have you ever seen Dave Portnoy run the 40?
Well, I've seen him on his tippy toes. I know that. I know that he's very unathletic. I know that.
Stein, get him out. Stein, get him out.
What does that
mean?
Of
the country. Get him out. He has to go.
Okay. Okay, let me tell you.
Stay.
Let me tell you a story, Sam. This is a real thing, and I know we've been doing some kayfabe. I want to do a real thing. So I've said some crazy stuff about Israel. I've said some crazy stuff about this and that. And this group, it's called the Macabre Task Force. They've reached out to send me on an all-expense-paid trip to Israel. This is true. This is true, and I want to get everybody's opinion on this. This is God's honest truth. I kind of ignored them because they keep on messaging me. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go on this trip with this crew or this?" You know, it's like different groups are going on these trips, and I'm kind of like, "No, I don't really want to go. I don't really want to go." But I sent him an email the other day. Dave Portnoy said, I want to send this Mo Khan who said F the Jews to Auschwitz. Did you see that? That obviously went viral.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's going to send you to the racquetball club?
well, Jake Shields tweeted out, hey, I want to go to Auschwitz with Alex Stein. Would you pay for that, Dave? And so Dave didn't respond because he hates me because I brought a naked homeless guy that was on Fishtank, you know, to his office, to his studios, because he invited me on his podcast and then disinvited me, you know, the day later. It was a very weird thing. So that's where my heat was. But I get invited to go on these trips to Israel, and I'm just like, I don't want to go. You know, last thing I want to do is a picture of me kissing that wall. I mean, that's the last thing I want to do. But
they make you do that.
They make you do that, and they make you tweet about it. But listen, so this is
They hump. Some people hump it.
Yeah,
you got
have
to.
to. I'm going to spread my cheeks and put my hole on the wall if that's allowed. I would do that. I would actually touch a hole to the wall. But
say the same words you'd say if you were fucking a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they be kissing the wall of like a Roman fortress or something? Or what the hell? What are they doing that for?
That is kind of odd if you think about the heat with the Romans. But real quick, let me go back to my story. So they keep on sending me these messages. Hey, do you want to go on this free trip to Israel? You can bring Tucker Carlson. I'm like, okay, yeah, Tucker's going to come on a trip to Israel with me. Like they're always sending me these kind of nice messages. That's all I'm going to say. Nice messages. The other day, Jake Shields tweets, I want to go to Auschwitz with Alex Stein. So I tweet Jake. I send him a message. I go, hey, Jake, I can't get us a free trip to Auschwitz, but I can get us a free trip to Israel. Would you want to go? He says, yeah, I'd be interested, you know, if they don't throw me in jail. So I send, and I've been messaging these Israelis on WhatsApp, and I haven't confirmed anything, but I sent them a message, and I want to get all your opinion on this, and this is, should I be scared or not? Sometimes I don't respond to their messages, but I sent them the last one when this thing went viral. I said, hey, my friend is a Holocaust denier, and he's interested in coming on the trip to Israel with me. What do you guys think about that? I was almost saying it because I kind of wanted them to stop hitting me up. Not only were they so interested, they called me 27 times on WhatsApp because they want Jake Shields to come to Israel that bad. So my question for you, are they going to kill me and Jake Shields if we go on an all-expense paid?
Yeah, sounds it.
I wouldn't go there.
Stein, no bullshit. You just be careful, man.
I wouldn't go there.
That's a real thing. This is not a joke. And I thought that was really weird after I said the Jake Shields thing, how much more there.
Pretty trustworthy.
Yeah.
So should I?
27.
So you're saying
27 is that code? Is that some Kabbalistic code?
Well, it adds up to 9. So it's like a 9 thing.
It is a 9 thing. What about
the 11 7 times?
Just wait for the 11.
9,
go ahead.
Well, what about Donald Trump? He's the 45th and 47th president. That means he's the 9/11 president. Is he owned by AIPAC? Is he going to get us into a World War III? And is he part of the Jewish Illuminati?
Dude, the World War III flirtations. I don't know. I haven't seen.
Someone sent off a few rockets. That's what I heard last. I didn't hear anything about war.
Golden Dome.
Red heifers. It's not.
They need to erect. So they have the Iron Dome. They need to erect the Golden Dome.
And what is the Golden Dome? Is that just a dome made of gold? That's just
It's just bigger, better.
It's gonna. You don't want to know. It's gonna cost a lot of money, though.
And that's going to be the Trump Golden Dome. They're going to call it the Trump Dome.
A lot of money.
That's where the Seattle Mariners are going to be playing.
Goes hard.
I want to see the Dead Sea, though. I definitely would like to see that.
But Charles, the idea of a professional sports team going to Israel, I think Benjamin Netanyahu would like that. I would love to see the Dallas Cowboys play in Tel Aviv. I think that would be America's team playing.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be sick to watch Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I'd actually watch those games.
They could put another point on their star, make it a 6-pointed star for
That'd be cool.
The away game there. It'd be cool.
Jerry Jones could be talking about 8.5-inch cocks with Jamie Foxx.
As I'm saying, they're going to pay all the players $6 million, even the bad ones. I think that would be good.
$71,000.
That's a good crossover.
I think that we need an Israel NFL connection. Okay, let's talk about some real stuff, though. Alex Schultz. Alex, you did a great job. This project, I know I give the guys a lot of credit because they're in front of the camera, but you're also in front. And you play is the fireman, he's trying to get with these women, though. Why does Nick hate the fireman? You know, you guys are so smart, some of these jokes. Can you explain that? Is it because, Nick, those firemen are so fucking annoying, how they always have the boot? What is the underlying message in that, the beef between Alex Schultz and Nick and that sketch?
Firefighter people and what
Yeah.
they stand for?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily volunteer firefighters, because those guys I think are just like community guys that are genuinely into their community. They don't know the sad realities of city firemen, but just hearing pension funds for firemen and sitting around and really working the system, like the bad side of union electricians, they call it fucking the dog. It's a union term for falling asleep and getting paid for $65 an hour, and then working double time, and then firemen falling off ladders and getting paid $250,000 a year in major metros, and then like you hear about like New York City firefighters making $350,000 a year, and like then we wonder why criminals can run, because like all the budgets of police and fire are eaten up by fire.
When was the last time you suffered from a fire, Stein?
Exactly. I never get burned. But Nick, you're right. Even though some of their content is terrible, but that PSL, that Palestinian Liberation Group, they're in LA. They'll go. There's a website where you can look up every LAPD salary. If you have their badge number, you can look at their salary, and they'll look up their salary, and it's always some guy making $167,000, and then they Google his name. It's like, the officer ran over his foot on the job, getting a pension plan. They are taking advantage of the system, and they're not actually helping anybody. But the firemen, especially, they don't give a damn about the firemen. I just think when I see that sketch, him being a pervert, I also think these firemen, there's those sketches where they go into the house and it's like a black fireman and they go and steal money from the people's, have you ever seen that where they get arrested?
Implying that they're, leeches who fuck children. So that's the main, those are the main gist of the.
I don't know if firemen largely fuck children, but they are leeches.
It's an implying.
Talk to a good cop. Have a conversation at a bar with a decent cop. They do exist.
It's a subtle.
Stein, do you know the history of firefighting?
What, I mean, I'm guessing that
it's a mob thing. Ancient Rome, it's a mob thing. They would set fire to people's homes and then demand payment to put it out.
Oh, wow.
That's the very beginnings of the fire department. It's an ancient Roman mob tactic.
What do you think about every great city having a fire? Are they hiding ancient history? And are we really not 2,000 years old? Like, how the hell is San Francisco, Chicago, they all burned down? Is there something, behind that?
You have to erase a people's history if you want them to be happy prisoners and not hang their rulers. So you have to erase the history so they have nothing to hold on to, nothing to fight for. So they're just all homogenized with a fake history. That's why it's done. It's just normal to do that, I guess.
If you're walking around seeing great buildings that the Tartarians built with 9-foot doorways and these incredible statues and sculptures and everything, you would take pride in your nation. You would behave fundamentally differently. This stuff has to be destroyed in fire, which the crooked graft-based fire department, it's all an insurance job. They're playing their part in the cover-up. They have to be shot.
Well, Larry Silverstein, he did an insurance fraud and he got paid twice for the Twin Towers. So it is kind of, I think
the big fire industry.
It's a big fire industry, the fire industrial complex. You're making a big point that people don't realize. But now I want to get back into the conspiratorial stuff. I know you're kind of saying that a little sarcastically, but I do believe in Nephilim. I think there was giants before here. Am I crazy? Does any of you guys, Eric,
absolutely believe that. Absolutely know it.
Yeah. So
absolutely. Take a look at the Smithsonian, what they've done to all the giant bones. That's all you need to know.
Well,
They just destroy them all.
They say they hide them. Is that you actually do believe that? Because I honestly do believe that human beings were. I think the reason why they use a lot of the numerology 33, it talks about the 30 of the angels casted out of heaven onto earth. I think God is real 100%, and I do believe that there was some sort of probably. Some sort of spiritual being that had sex with humans and were the offspring of Nephilim. I do.
Do you believe in Jesus, Stein?
I do. I was baptized. I was actually baptized.
Do you believe Jesus was real?
Well, see, this is the thing is they talk about how there's all these other parallel stories to Jesus, but then I feel like every other religious text basically certifies his existence. So I'm of the opinion that Jesus was 100% real. Now the debate is, was he resurrected and gone up to heaven?
You believe it was the Son of God?
Was he the Son of God? I mean, that's how I was raised. I kind of believe that. Yeah. I mean, kind of. Yeah. I mean, who else is? I don't know who else.
You got to pick. What do you actually believe, Stein?
I was baptized, and so if I
don't care about the baptizing. If you had to pick, what's it going to be? Just yes or no?
I would say that Jesus is real and that he's the Son of God and that he was resurrected is what I would, if I had to bet, if I had to gamble. And that's the gamble that I'm taking, is that I'm betting on Jesus, and I hope it works.
Now that's good gambling.
Yeah, that we support.
No, that's That's a bet that Dave Portnoy's not willing to make.
No, that's a bet he would never make. Not even for $1 billion trillion dollars, he would never bet on Jesus. Because I think spiritually we probably are supposed to follow Jesus. And then, real quick though, I want to go back to the artistic. This show, what's so brilliant about it is the transition, the art. Why do we live, Sam, in this postmodern world where every building looks like a Costco? The new Texas Ranger Stadium looks like a damn Costco. Why have we lost, even in our TV shows, every show that you watch on Netflix doesn't have the same level of artistry that you guys have? Why have we lost that in the media and architecture and every aspect of our modern lives?
It's hard to talk about because it's all interdependent. It's small things that are all interlinked, and they combine to generally lower the quality of life and lower our humanity and our dignity. And if you start talking, you can pick any one thing to start talking about it, whether it's the racial disintegration that's being pushed on certain groups of people. Stuff, you can pick any thread to start pulling apart, and you can go off for 2 hours and sound crazy. But it's just because every possible attack surface on humanity right now is under attack, and that's why the quality of life is being lowered across the board for everybody.
Well, Sam, you're exactly right, because you can look at like homeless architecture, how they have specific architecture so a homeless guy can't even sit on a bench. Like they don't even want you to be able to sit on a bench. And then I was watching another video on YouTube about how the airport terminals at Heathrow Airport are purposely drab and don't have stuff in certain areas because they want you to go where all the shops are and stuff. So we purposely make stuff ugly and gross in order to encourage people to shop and waste money on shit that they don't need. So is this done? So you're telling me that they're doing this? This is a targeted attack of a lack of artistry done to demoralize us?
It's a combination. It's like anything. It's a combination of targeted attacks and just the sort of natural phenomena that arise when there's introductions of new technology and new ways of life. And there are certain technologies and ways of life that are so advantageous to use that if you don't use them, you get left behind in the dust. It's not necessarily because someone top down is imposing these structures on society all the time. It's just that the combination of these effects leads to this degradation that's happening.
I know. I mean, it just feels like every building that you see, there's nothing left in the gas tank. So I think that I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but we are getting dumber as a civilization. And you look at Idiocracy is basically a documentary. So how do you guys, Sam, and I want to ask you first, but I'd really like to get Charles.
The black pill,
Yeah.
Stein, the black pill, everybody, there's black pills everywhere. It's to be cynical. You sound like the smartest guy in the room if you're the most cynical person in the room, and you say that the sky is falling and everything's ending, because you are right 99% of the time, and in 99% of the circumstances that you can look at. You're correct if you say this is bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cynics are correct. The flip side of that, though, is that the reason we're here is because we're the product of innumerable battles across time and space that have been won by the optimists, by the people who try. So the antidote to the black pill is just to be the 1% that is actually trying to push things forward, to hold together society, to hold together a local bubble of strength and safety, and do good work. And that's what we look around. There's bad stuff everywhere, but there's also good stuff everywhere. Life is a preposterously miraculous gift, and the reason for all the good stuff that there is in life, it's not because some smart aleck 2,000 years ago was like, everything's bad. It's because 2,000 years, the people that we come from, they fought to continue existing and to make life better for their descendants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And I think really what makes you guys special is you guys do not give two shits what people think. You guys are unapologetically yourself. But then the reason why I do get, and you're right, it shouldn't be black pill, but then I look at guys like Elon Musk. He's the most powerful guy in the world. I think Elon Musk is kind of a douche, personally. I mean, I think he's full of shit, a lot of stuff he says. He kind of has Jeffrey Epstein vibes, trying to get all these girls pregnant and be a deadbeat dad. So I don't know. I see him being one of the most powerful guys, and everybody on Twitter sucking his dick. It does kind of make me, it feels like we live in a fruitless society. Like in the future, if he's our best fucking representation of the modern man and success, we're fucked, in my opinion.
I think Elon he's definitely autistic, and he's probably using too much ketamine. But I also think he's one of the great men of our age, and I mean, who knows what the end result of his life's work is going to be. But I'm not sure getting caught up in like a cult of personality thing with Elon makes a big difference one way or the other. I think we should probably just let him cook and make sure that these AI guys don't do too much freaky shit.
Well, we are screwed with the AI. I just saw a clip of Sam Altman talking about how they're just waiting for the humanoid version of AI because they can't even make a hand yet. So is that the next thing, Sam? Because I'm
not worried about AI because AI is sophisticated autocomplete. Yeah. And I think that if I worked in AI, I would be very worried about AI. I'd be very worried about how to continue to prop up the stock price. It's unclear who is going to capture the value of this technology. There are people who are talking about making LLMs like a public utility. There's people like if I were in AI, I'd be frantically worrying and trying to figure out who is going to come out on top as the sort of Apple or Google of AI. But as an outsider, I'm not really worried about it because there was that thing. I think Apple published a paper recently, and there have been a few people who have been talking about this, like knowledgeable people who've been talking about how pursuing LLMs is orthogonal to, meaning it's an entirely different direction from anything that could look like AGI, which is sort of the sci-fi definition of AI, artificial general intelligence, meaning a computerized construct that functions like a human brain. I'm very pessimistic on the near-term development of anything that looks like an AGI, and I don't think AI as we have it now, which is probably more accurate to call it ML, which is machine learning, because it's not intelligent. It is artificial, but it's not intelligent. It's more along the lines of machine learning, and it's not scary. It's fucking the same thing as autocomplete.
Sam, you're exactly right, because the telecommunication companies spend billions of dollars to try to get it wherever you call a call center that you can't tell you're talking to a human, and humans can always figure it out within 1 minute or 2 minutes. So they can't even create that technology where we can have a conversation. Okay, enough of that AI. That's boring bullshit, even though it is a threat. Alex Schultz, how do you direct a crazy man like Nick Rochefort in a show like this? I mean, is he cussing you out? I mean, who's the biggest diva? Who's the biggest diva on set? I know it's not Sam, but who is it? I'm guessing Nick is a diva.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, I know you were kind of glazing him earlier, but honestly, he's a nightmare to work with. It's
just the way I like
the man.
That's the way he sets himself on fire.
I mean, you should see this guy's writer. It'll make you sick.
Hey, listen, quiet mouths don't get fed, Eric. That's why you got to keep talking. That's the one thing you always have to remember, that a quiet mouth will not get fed. So when you are on set, you are a star, and you deserve that respect. So, Alex, you're not used to working with probably excellent actors like Eric. I mean, can you at least take a little bit of blame for...
Not to shit on anyone here, but Eric, I think, is the best actor I've ever worked with. He is stone cold believable in literally everything that he does.
Thanks, man.
But really just directing these guys, it's just setting up the shots, knowing what shots you want to get, and then they're all so funny. It just, shoots itself, basically.
But do you worry about stepping on other guys' toes? Because, I mean, Nick and Sam, these guys are, comedy legends. Not that you haven't been a part of the ride, but it's kind of hard to, I have that problem with other people. You don't want to step on their toes. So how do you deal with that? How do you walk that line?
No, not when I'm in the zone, not when we're cooking. And
we're a tight crew. Yeah. We don't have disagreements or anything.
Cut.
And we're all workers too.
I go in like that.
We're all workers too. That's how he shows. Yeah, thank you.
So just like that,
Estrogenic behavior.
Yeah, when we're going, we got to do what we got to do, and we're all doing it.
Well, and this is why I love you guys so much in the non-homo, no Diddy type of way. Is Sam, I think, sold cars for a little bit. Nick's, obviously sold cars. Nick sold rugs. Nick sold everything. You have to go, in order to be a creative and make creative content, you have to go have a real job. It doesn't have to be a shitty job. I don't think it has to be a shitty job. I think actually if you have a good job, but you have to have a real job where you have to kind of suck the world's dick. And in the car business, that's really what you're doing. You have to be fake nice to people. You have to, do a little salesmanship. How much credit do you guys give to your success based on your prior experience working in sales or doing tedious jobs that were beneath you guys?
Yeah, I think anything good is forged in suffering. So that's probably why I wanted to do comedy, is because everything else is kind of tough.
Well, there's a project in it. It's literally like if you act like 5 plumbers trying to like rough plumb a house, or 5 electricians trying to rough wire a house, and you know there's like you need shot X, Y, and Z. That no one can be doing cartwheels and being like a little pussy in the background. Like it's not acceptable, so no one does it. And I think after working together for 10 some odd years, when you have like 10 normal working guys, or 40 or 30, that's sort of like a behavior that you would expect from like a Hollywood set, where it's like, no, they do that. That's just like, we all fold chairs.
No, we pick up lights and move stands and shit. We all do all that.
None of that fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, like things that you think rappers would do. Like that's just not allowed, not acceptable. And anybody like doing it in too much is like, hey, stop being fucking lazy, and you can't get offended by it.
Yeah, the only thing we ever really eject is when people don't work. That's what is kind of drives all of us
That's
nuts.
the biggest insult, Sam, is somebody that's not putting in the effort, right? Because
a worker, yeah.
Yeah, because even talent, listen, even if you're not the most talented guy, if you give me effort, that's really all I ask for, at least in a teammate. Okay, now let's talk about Extreme Peace is so great, though. Sam, you and we've met through Fishtank. I love this season. This Rachel character with her sleep apnea mask. She's a star. She's a superstar. Can you tell us a little bit, though, Sam? No, this is the question that I hear, Sam, and I love this. And I know it's not just you on this project. Obviously, Jet, Bill. There's a lot of people that work to make this. Ben, that Chris Lynch. Obviously, a lot of people that make this work. I love that it's on season 4. I worked for Cheaters. That made up to season 17. Cops, season 20.
Good gosh.
What is the goal? Are we going to do Fishtank? And I want this right now, because when we play this in 10 years, what is the goal? Do we want to do Fishtank season 20? Is that the end game, Sam?
I think that's a Ben and Jet and Ben question.
Okay. Right.
I'm down to ride with those guys on whatever project they pursue. Right now, I think where our heads are at, we're just trying to get through this season. I mean, it's a really difficult and stressful show to put on. There's nothing pleasant about it. So we're just trying to power through this season and give the viewers what they paid for. Yeah, whatever Jet and Ben come up with, I'm down to ride on that.
And they're doing a great job. I think Fishtank has created a whole kind of subculture of reality TV that nobody else has done, where it's fully independent, where you can say the N-word and you can do whatever the hell you want, and that's real reality TV. And you have these people that aren't. It's a different type of reality character than the one you get on Big Brother or the one that you get on The Bachelor. You get like real people that are, I don't know, lack of a better word, maybe kind of degenerate a little bit. And some of them are not so much, but I just really like the realness of the cast that you put on Fishtank. So you guys do a great job. Okay, now, Nick, I want you to kind of tell us, when it comes to Extreme Peace, what do you see in the future for $1 Million Extreme? And is this just is this the final cap
season 3
of a project, or season 3? I want to tease on what's coming up for Nick and $1 Million Extreme.
We have to have fun for 6 weeks and watch the world sort of sponge this up and let it saturate through the countryside, and then sort of back to work for another season of this. Yeah.
Sam.
So if people buy it, it's doing well. It's doing very well. It's pretty much cemented the fact that we're going to do another one. And then, this is not, when you do sketches, there's a lot more production as far as there's a lot more forethought with non-live, so we want to make sure that it's staying dynamic and it's staying rolling, and that we're hitting as many new notes and good notes and familiar notes and sentimental and things like that as the composition progresses, and it it expounds upon itself, I think. And working with these guys, and we sort of hit our rhythm here after doing a year of stand up together and shooting the show for 2 years, making the show, everybody working kind of head down. Our expectations are sort of understood, and it's new when you don't have network backing. Network backing is sort of mystifying. It's like what is the word for when you can't get into the back end data of an Apple phone?
It's
You
encrypted.
jailbreak it.
Well, it's more we're jailbreaking
a
production
closed system.
Yeah, it's a closed system. So now it's sort of like we've taken the back off the alarm clock. We've sort of dissected the circuitry.
Turned it into a bomb.
Yeah, we've made it into a bomb, and we're going to be able to leave it wherever on anybody's car we want.
And I love that, and I love bombs, and you guys can look up how to make a bomb online very easily if you're interested in that. Chat GPT it. You can chat GPT it.
CIA dirty tricks manual.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to critique. I want to actually make a critique of Sam Hyde, and this question's for Charles.
Shout out to Lemon Party podcast too, Ben.
We love Lemon Party. They're great.
Thanks, guys.
We love Ben. Okay, Sam Hyde works so hard, puts in all this effort. It is visually stunning. I am of the opinion, and I'm a different producer than Sam and you guys and you, Alex, and Charles, but this question is for Charles. Is Sam ever have the problem where perfection is the enemy of good, where Sam tries to be too perfect instead of just making a good, funny content? Is that a problem that Sam has, that he's too much of a perfectionist, Charles?
No. Sam is has a thorough
Definitely is.
Well, no, it could be a lot worse considering how powerful your mind
Could
is.
be a lot worse. Yeah.
I found that Sam has his head completely wrapped around the pitfalls that less intelligent people will be annihilated by. I find that he has a resilience against those things that not many people do.
Yeah,
Thanks, Chuck.
I would agree with that, but I could just say that, Sam, you do want everything to be right. Do you feel like that has ever hurt you, honestly, that you've tried to be...
I tend to overcook stuff, yeah. For sure.
I mean, do you think that's a problem? Because some of your best...
It's a problem, but here's the thing, though. My natural state, like the way that I want to do things, it's like 10% of the problem that it could be. So it's just a setback that I have to deal with. But everybody has, pros and cons. They have sort of internal flaws that they have to fight in order to get by or do what they got to do. So that's one of the things that I have to fight against. Yeah, for sure, is overcooking things and being a perfectionist. Absolutely.
And that's a good problem to have. I mean, I wish I had that problem, but I really don't. I'm not perfect at anything. I've come to that realization.
Imperfection.
Eric, but if anybody was perfect on this show, you were the closest thing to it. I mean, I really...
How the hell are you supposed to deal with all these compliments?
Well, Eric, I'm saying I'm about to poach you. I need you to join my crew. So how much would it cost to get you to leave them and do $1,000 normal?
Yeah.
The construction god right here.
It'd have to be something astronomical, like $900.
How do you hire a god?
Triple what they paid me for the season.
Literally, I pay some of my employees in just Olive Garden gift cards. So I mean, if that would be...
That's enticing.
Get breadsticks in your text.
Do you like breadsticks? Unlimited breadsticks. I can offer you that. I mean, I know Charles probably doesn't want them, but Nick might like that. Nick, are you considering leaving? And joining my crew maybe? And
I was thinking about it. I was gonna leave that. I'm gonna go work for Barstool. I want to do the pizza reviews. I want to do the hot dog reviews after that, or the walnut sauce reviews with Dave Portnoy.
Okay. Now this is because I don't want to piss off Sam, but I want to ask you guys. Sam is too humble to talk shit about Tim Heidecker, and you guys didn't want to mention it, but that...
No. Stein, enough with this.
Okay.
He's a good guy. He funded World Peak Season 3.
Tim did Tim and Eric show. It was a legendary show. He did help get us canceled. I don't care, though. It's all good.
Because he gave us money.
But Sam, I care. I care, Sam, because you know why?
Fine.
Well, listen.
Then you beef with him.
Well, I am going to go beef with him. I will. I would literally go talk shit to him in his face right now.
He's a tall kid. He might fuck you up, dude. He's tough as shit.
Can't, dude. He's lost all that weight.
Maybe.
Did you see
that? He'd say that, Stein.
No, he plays football.
They're tough as shit, dude.
And he's listening.
He's listening.
He's listening.
Bigger battles. Bigger battles.
He's got those big fake teeth now, though. I mean, have you seen how terrible his teeth look? They look absolutely horrible, Sam. Have you seen his recent veneers?
No, I haven't seen.
They're garbage.
Is he doing it as a joke?
No, I don't know. It's hard to tell if he's doing it as a joke, but he has.
I'm sure he's doing it as a joke. It doesn't matter though. It's all good.
He's trolling you, Stein.
Stein, you're falling for AI, Stein.
Getting under his skin.
Yeah,
those fucking teeth.
Well, but when he has the big chompers like that, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Okay, Sam, it is Juneteenth. I know this is a holiday that is very important to you as a black man, as a wigger. Can you explain what does it mean to be a wigger, Sam?
Juneteenth, my directly growing up, I saw slavery in person, and most of my friends that I knew were slaves and built things for white people. They built the culture, they built science, And really what it's all about is getting the money for that. Juneteenth to me means I deserve all the money, as much money as possible for the inventions that I did not make.
Well, they did build the White House, and I just want to say we do have special watermelon. We have cotton-infused watermelon. But a friend of our show and a friend of yours, Charleston White, he has a little different opinion. Let's play SOT number 7. I want to get your guys' reaction of what Charleston thinks of Juneteenth.
Them giving us a day for Juneteenth, they acknowledge you guys were our slaves. And not only that, you guys found out 2 years later. So we gonna celebrate that y'all found out 2 years later. That's a spit in the face. To celebrate the end of slavery, and that wasn't the end the day we found out. We found out 2 years later. So we celebrate the fact that we found out 2 years later than everybody. So now this is what happens. Capitalism trumps citizenship. What do you mean by that, Charleston? Now you got Juneteenth shirts in Walmart, Target. They benefit off this now. We don't. You're not going to see a bunch of black people being able to sell out of these Juneteenth stores and Juneteenth posters like they do for the 4th of July. So now the capitalist wins off this, not black people. We was already celebrating the holiday. We was already celebrating it, so we lose. I would much rather Joe Biden had sat down and listened to Ice Cube than made this a holiday. I would much rather Joe Biden had sat down and listened to what Ice Cube had to say.
Well, I didn't know that he talked about Ice Cube. I guess I should have watched the whole clip. What is Ice Cube's plan? I don't even know what the fuck Ice Cube's plan is.
Shout out to Charleston White. Have you been hanging with Charleston much?
Yeah, I actually hang out with him all the time. Okay, that's enough of that clip. I don't even know what the fuck Charleston's plan is. Charleston's boxing this week, and the reason I bring up Charleston, though, Sam, he is boxing one of the Island Boys, Kodiak Red, at Aiden Ross.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Out to Aiden Ross.
Wow. Whoa.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
What do you
He's
think?
gonna whoop his ass.
Like 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Is he fighting them both at the same time?
No, he's just fighting he's just fighting Kodiak Red, and they're both. Yeah, Kodiak Red is literally like 100 pounds, but Charleston's about 100 pounds. But Charleston is, I think, 46.
Charleston weighs 240. Stein.
The cameras make him look thin.
I hope Charleston wins. That's crazy.
He's 9'4".
Yeah. Charleston's 9'4", 240.
Charleston pepper sprays him.
I hung out with him, dude. He's a fucking tank. I think he's made of titanium. I love that guy.
Well, that's what Beetlejuice, whenever he was on the Howard Stern show, would always say. They would ask him, Beetlejuice, how tall are you? He'd be like, I'm 6'8", because he was retarded. Sam, who are some of your inspirations, though, Sam, besides Tim and Eric, the guy you love so much, they didn't get you fired? Who are some of your inspirations? Sam?
You remember Wonder Chosen?
Yeah, of course. That was that's your inspiration?
Wonder Chosen was great, yeah.
I see.
Wonder Chosen, Liquid Television, Def Comedy Jam, Chappelle Show.
Liquid Television was the best.
Kids in the Hall.
What about the Whitest Kids You Know? Did you think that guy killed himself, or was he killed for talking out about 9/11? And
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea.
I thought it was crazy him talking about MK Ultra in public years ago like that. That's when I knew that he wasn't sort of going to be around for too much longer.
I know.
That's my feeling.
And he falls off a balcony. I think that's really weird. Okay, that's as we wrap things up. Sam, are you ever worried about something potentially happening to you for being outspoken?
Not at this point, but the higher you go, the trickier it gets. So I think I'm going to try to find that sweet spot and not get too influential.
Is that true? Good. So you're telling me your goal is not to be the most influential guy. Your goal is just to make art that you are proud of. Is that what you're trying to say?
I just wanted to give the fans who know me and like me what they're looking for.
Well, isn't that selfish? Because I know Nick wants to be more famous, right? Nick, you want more money and fame,
right? I want a string of mezcal margarita restaurants, and the second I make $6 million, I'll change my name legally, get plastic surgery, and you'll never see my fucking face again.
Exactly. We want a Burt Kreischer. How do we send him, they have the Rogan sphere. How do we create the Hyde sphere? And how do we get Charles and Eric millionaires? Because I feel like you can be humble, Sam, but Eric doesn't want to be humble. Eric wants to, he wants to freaking drive around in a Corvette. I know he does.
Yeah, me too. I'm tired of being a humble
Charles doesn't want to be humble either.
Humble against my will.
That's what I'm saying, Sam. So listen, I don't want to be too famous. I'm Sam Hyde. Why don't you help out these guys and try to fucking make them famous, Sam? You don't have to be famous.
Finally, someone says it. Please. I'm like, please, Sam.
Alex would like some fame. Alex, can you tell Sam you'd like to be famous too? I mean, it's pretty fun. You know, chicks throw their underwear at you and do all kinds of crazy stuff, dude. I mean, Sam.
Alex is speaking for us right now.
The rest of my life.
Yeah, Sam,
Real
don't hog all the fame, Sam. I mean, you're the star, but you don't want to be too bright of a star. Why don't you just shut the fuck up and become a bright-ass star and give them some of that extra clout that you got, and then freaking Nick can buy 2 Porsches instead of just one old antique Porsche. You know what I mean? And he can actually really live his
buy a
life.
car instead of leasing.
Don't you want them to be homeowners, Sam? Don't you want them to be homeowners? You could make Alex Schultz a homeowner. Isn't that something that you would be interested in doing?
Make him a homo.
No.
ABD.
Is Michelle Obama a boy or girl? Is that a psyop?
The guy.
Okay, right.
It's not even her. There's never been a first lady before. But what about that?
Well, the Barbara Bush looks like a guy, right? I mean, I know none of you guys.
Looks like Alistair Crowley.
I wouldn't bang Barbara Bush with Nick's dick. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I mean, nobody would want to do that. I mean, she looked like a boy. And then what about Emmanuel Macron? Is he married to a guy?
There's never been a first lady.
Isn't it his uncle?
It's his babysitter.
They're all men.
Yeah, they're all men. There's never been a first lady. That's their religion. That's just how it is.
They're all dudes?
Well,
all of them?
Sam, is everybody gay because of atrazine in our water? Is that why everybody's gay, or they're gay for other reasons?
The atrazine's in the water because everybody's gay, and that's the transhumanist dream, is to install wombs in men so that men can give birth.
Bad.
Sign me up.
That's bad. Now, women should be scared. They should be more scared than they are right now. It's disappointing that they're not freaking out.
They're scared of the wrong shit.
replaced.
They're scared of the wrong shit because they're retards.
Yeah.
Sam,
They don't know that their fertility is going to go way faster than sperm, density or whatever.
Sam, a lot of people critique Leah Thomas for being a transgender in women's sports, yet Google searches of women's swimming went up 1,000,000%, compared to the year before. Are men good for are transgender men good for women's sports because now people actually care about it and talk about it for once?
I think the people in the inside of women's sports, they have to do something with the marketing. But the negative
What, show
attention.
kids? How do they market it more? Show play in the thong?
No, it's not my place to figure out. I mean, it could be my place. I could start playing.
Yes.
Relentless propaganda is effective. If you don't stop it, then what you want to achieve will be achieved, no matter what.
Very 1984.
Let the girls play a little ball.
Let them get whacked around.
They have fun.
Stein, did you see Lady Ballers?
I did not see that. That movie was shit. I think Daily Wire is not good. And I think Ben Shapiro should probably be in jail, personally, for a lot of his viewpoints. So,
Benny?
Yes. But I do like Tim Pool. People tease my buddy Tim Pool. I will defend Tim because Tim and I are actually friends. But, Ben Shapiro, he absolutely sucks. Okay, this is the last thing, though. I know we got to let you go. You talk about not being too influential, and that is actually a real thing because you don't want to be this guy. You say one tweet, and it causes all this stuff. But what do you think about the people that are influential? Charlie Kirk, a guy like, what do you think about these people? Should we actually trust these politicians and these influential?
Is Charlie Kirk influential?
Kind of. Yeah, he is. I would say he's very influential.
I don't know who the fan. I mean, I have a hard time visualizing.
Well, I'm speaking at CLS, and I'm not saying this to debate you, but I'm speaking at CLS, and it's a 501c3, so it's a nonprofit organization, but they pay for nearly 5,000 students that are part of the organization to get a free trip, to go on 3 free trips a year. And it's a good thing for them. It's a good thing for his organization. So honestly, Sam, I'm not just saying this when it comes to college kids that aren't all whacked out, that are anti-abortion, that actually have like a brain in their fucking head. Turning Point USA is one of the best organizations, and I've spoken at 20, I think this last year I spoke at over 20 colleges. So you might not watch a lot of Charlie's content, but what he's actually doing for the actual, as gay as it might sound, the culture war, however you want to put it.
Is he a pro-Israel guy?
Very pro-Israel, but he's the type of guy.
His culture war input doesn't matter.
But Sam, no, let me debate you.
Then he's just a set of teeth to me. Then he's just a set of teeth.
But let me debate you on this real quick.
I don't care if he's wrong on the most important issue. Then he's just another set of teeth.
Sam, you say this. You say this
in a head that's too big.
My head's too big, but Sam, let me
Just a
say.
set of small teeth and a head that's too big. I don't know him. I haven't seen his stuff.
I love Charlie Kirk. You can't make fun of Charlie Kirk. But what about this argument? Real quick.
I don't believe that he's got love in the streets. I don't
Sam, what do you say? Sam, what do you say?
All I know is this got a big head and a small set of teeth. If he believes that we should be at war with Iran, he's just a set of teeth.
I don't know if he wants this to be a war with Iran. I think he actually has been critical of that, a person about Charlie. But Charlie's a very devout Christian, and he really respects and he shares the Bible, the First Testament, with.
He should change his name to Chunky Chicken.
I don't think he's going to do that, but we love Charlie Kirk. We love Sam Hyde. We love Charls Carroll.
Are you talking about the people on the screen right now, or just you?
Me and the mouse in my pocket, and the people
Chunky Chicken.
that are watching this. Okay, before we go, guys, can you tell us how can we watch MDE.TV? How can everybody watch this, and how can they support you guys?
It's on a website. You might not know the name. It's MDE.TV.
And everybody needs to go there and watch it right now. And
you gotta go there and buy it.
And Sam,
buy that episode.
The proceeds are going to go to a pro-Israel organization, though. That is true, right?
That is true.
To fight anti-Semitism.
Bombs for Jews is the name of the organization.
Bombs Away.
It's called Bombs Away. It's a 501c3. We donate the money.
That's what I like to see. I love it.
There's a new one, 501c4.
It's like Cars for Kids. Yeah, we did a.
Hey, did you know Cars for Kids is a Jewish organization? Did you know that, Sam?
Of course I knew that.
They donate land now too. I was in a Cars for Land for Kids auction a month ago.
Land for Kids in Gaza? Is that what is it? Land?
Land in Rhode Island for sale for too much money.
There's also Guns for Kids, where you get rid of your dangerous guns.
Yeah.
And then they melt them down, make guns. They make bombs to drop on your house.
They make gun-safe bombs for kids in Israel.
I've always wanted to autograph a bomb for Israel, and that will be my shining achievement. All right, guys, man, thank you, Sam, so much. I will be seeing you guys soon. I think I'll be coming up there and making a cameo on Fishtank. That's the greatest reality show on TV. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of it. And Sam, I need this.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun today.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Sam. Nick, Eric, you were the star. Charles, I would say, Charles, you were 2A, Nick 2B, Sam's the perfectionist. Alex, you did a good job. I love you guys in a homosexual way. I'm homosexually attracted to Alex Schultz, so I love you guys. Gay all the way. Everybody go watch $1 Million Extreme Peace, MDE.TV. Watch it right now. All right, guys, what a great show. Jimmy, what was the chat saying? I feel like Sam got mad at me at the end. I hope Sam's not mad.
No one's mad. It was good banter.
That was good banter. I would have liked to debate it a little more about Charlie, but that would have been good. I love Charlie Kirk. We support Charlie Kirk. I support Sam Hyde, equally. So we love Sam. We love Charlie Kirk. All right, guys, let's be honest. We're not getting any younger, and if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out PureHealth Research. They have 45 premium health supplements designed to help with every goal in mind. Whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs, PureHealth Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the United States of America. And here's the best part, guys. PureHealth Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com and use coupon code ALEX at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Head over to purehealthresearch.com right now. Explore their 45 amazing supplements and save 35% before the deal ends with the coupon code ALEX. Don't miss this chance to start feeling your best. All right, guys, that's been our show. We end the show the same way every time with a freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat. And you guys, Jimmy, did you ever remember Gallagher? Jimmy, did you ever see Gallagher?
It's been a while.
Okay, so what Gallagher would do is he would make a huge mess. He would smash watermelons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash these watermelons like Gallagher in honor of Juneteenth, and I'm not going to clean any of this up. You're going to clean it all up. Does that sound good?
That sounds perfect.
All right, guys, I'm a pimp on a blimp. Thank you to Sam Hyde. Thank you to Erick Hayden. Thank you to Charls Carroll. Thank you to Erick Hayden. Did I name everybody? Alex Schultz, Chris Lynch, the entire crew. We freaking love you guys. All homo, you guys rule. Happy Juneteenth. This is for you, MLK. Ah! That was a mess. All right, that's...
That was pretty awesome. And I thought he had a million clippable moments.